Yeah, that's good. Good. I'm gonna do that. That's probably what it is. We are rolling. Lisa said we're rolling.
Okay, roll on.
How much did you hear? You didn't get all the crazy stuff.
Roll it.
See how she act?
Roll it.
Hey, everybody. I am Sabrina, your host of About This Aging Thing. We know black don't crack, but what about our sex, health, interest, and truth? And today we have our resident sexologist, Mistress Angela. Because today's the first Sunday of the month, and the first Sunday of the month is sex. Every month, the first Sunday of the month is sex, and it's with our I can't talk. Our resident sexologist, I can't talk. Resident sexologist, Mistress Angela. I know I said that more than once, but I wanted to. Now,
that's what's up. You
welcome.
Do what you want to. You grown.
Welcome.
Hola.
Oh, you bilingual today?
Today I am.
Okay, all right. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh, don't you look gorgeous? Like a goddess.
Oh, keep talking.
Oh, bronze.
Go ahead, keep talking.
From the continents. Yes, I love it.
Gave me a little excitement.
She's so extra. Anyway, so let's talk about what we're drinking first before we get started. We got some refreshing beverages. I'm going to tell y'all this recipe for anybody who wants to partake in a little something. We haven't had alcohol in a minute. This is sweet tea, lemonade, and honey jack.
Ooh, I like honey
over
jack.
ice. It's really good. You can do it if you like it a little tart. You can do a little squirt of lemon juice. I didn't do that, but this is good. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank you for being here all the time. Appreciate you. Y'all, our producer has one too, so we hope that this gets filmed properly because she's drinking as well.
That went down my throat nicely. That's her glass. Nicely.
That's it. This is why we can't do a show. Anyway, so guess what? Today is going to be fun. We're going to do Ask Mistress Angela. So I sent out some requests via social media and some people responded. So I think we have time. We're going to try to make time for these questions. We also got some feedback that Mrs. Angela needs to go a little bit more deeper in her answers. So we have discussed this and she has promised to give you guys a little bit more of her.
Oh, get ready. Stay ready.
All right. I was going to say, I stay ready. Okay. So the first question is, I took a couple of jotted down a few notes because I'm older and I might not remember. Y'all know, don't act like y'all remember everything.
That part.
So is how do you build a team?
Yes.
Let me just expound on that a little bit. So some of our friends and people around us, names shall not be mentioned.
Of course not.
Talk about having a team. Now men have been doing this for centuries.
Absolutely.
Women, we've probably been doing it for a long time too. We just slicker about it.
We don't talk about it.
And all women don't do it, and all men don't do it. Let me just preface that.
Okay.
But some people have a team. Now, their team could be your sexual team, like your team for relationships. Mm-hmm. It can also be your team of friends, right? Building a team, like what you need friends for, because everybody's different. Everybody brings something different to the table. But today's question is going to be based on what?
Sex.
So, Mistress Angela, how do you build a team?
Wow. So, honesty with yourself first, right? Mm-hmm. What is it that you're looking for? And two, why do you want a team? Because you need to know why. And what are you using that team for sexually or intimately? What are your needs, right? So, for example, average, 50-year-old woman. Mm-hmm. Maybe just went through divorce or lost a spouse or something like that. Mm-hmm. And coming out of that situation, you really aren't ready for a relationship, right? But you need some needs that need to be taken care of. So you may get somebody. How many people do you want on your team first? How much time do you have, right? These are critical questions.
That's really good questions.
Great questions, because if you have a big team and don't have time for somebody, somebody's going to feel slighted and the arguments start, right?
Right.
But so she's out of a relationship and she wants to just have a good time. I want a team that just want to have fun. Mm-hmm. I don't want anything deep because I've been in a relationship for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever the span of time is. And I like to enjoy myself. So one thing I want to do is have a partner I can go to concerts with. Mm-hmm. Right? So you have a friend, a male friend or a female friend, wherever you rock at, and you go to concerts together. And that turns you on in a different way. So then you kind of get into a sex mood that you're open to have sex with. That's one friend. Maybe you have a friend that you can be creative with. If you're a creative soul, or if you are, even if you're not creative and you're really task driven, right? Having a friend that understands that, a person on a team that understands the emotional part of you or what drives you and can be with you sexually that way. Because the sex with that person may be very different than it was with the other person. Wow, somebody who, maybe you have somebody you just have oral sex with. They give amazing. I said amazing.
You did.
Amazing. They have amazing oral skills, right? And you guys just kick it that way, right? So it just depends on what you need and what your partners bring to you, right? So a lot of times I believe in a team because we put people away because they don't give us everything we need.
Right.
I don't think one person can give you everything. Sometimes you get that one person, or you may experience that, but it's not the norm, right? So having different people for different reasons, just like you said with friends, it's huge. It's huge. I have a friend that I can travel with. We travel and you're at the beach and you're, dancing by the beach. Hormones are gonna kick up. It's nice to have a partner that you can have sex with on your trips.
Right.
Yeah, for many different reasons. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You said two things I hadn't even thought about, but I'm not gonna make this about me. Stay.
No, girl, go ahead, bring it. Cause
you had two questions. Like, do you have time? Like, before you build your team, if you choose to build a team, we're not trying to tell anybody to build a team. Facts. I don't want no letters.
Facts.
Okay. No comments.
What? You said letters.
Letters.
Letters. I was like, my hearing in this right ear is not that good.
No comment. I don't want anybody to say we're trying to convert them to have a team. If you are happily married and your spouse gives you all you need,
Absolutely.
God bless you. That is wonderful.
Absolutely.
If you're in a relationship and you got everything you need, this is not for you. This question is not. This is a question from a person who wants to build a team and wants your opinion as to how to do that. And I think you did a great job. I never thought about, how much time do you have? That's a good one.
Right, and you may have friends outside of the city, right? Like those long distance relationships, keeping it honest about, we get together once every 3 months. What do you do in between that time?
Right.
You're not going to not have relations unless you're just super busy. Then you have somebody that's local. Have a local person, have somebody in another state. As many states as you want, right? But you have those options. Think about it. Make it open.
And I know there are people who can do it all.
They can.
I'm sorry, I digress. I went somewhere from them. I'm back. But when you said you might have a partner for oral sex, I think that's great because they might not be great in bed, or they might not have the tools that you need.
Absolutely.
The tool might not be what you need.
Absolutely.
But he might be good, or she might be good for that. And then somebody else might have the tool that you need or know how to use their tools better.
Absolutely.
I get it.
Absolutely.
That's
and,
good stuff.
I know a lot of single moms that have teams, right? Because they don't want to really commit to anyone because they're so busy raising kids or they're pursuing their careers or their dreams, and they don't want to they give too much of themselves when they're in a relationship. So they want a team because they don't want to dive deep. I think if you have a team for a long time, you can't help but dive deep. But having that team that you can just call on, you wake up on a Saturday night at midnight, you're like, man, I'm having a moment. I'm having a power surge and I need somebody to come over.
So Sharon said I could use her name, her first name.
Okay.
She's the one who sent that question.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon, for that question. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
If you need some more, if you have some more questions, just let me know.
Yeah, reach out to the Wifey
you.
Tribe.
I
Not
got
to me,
you.
Sharon. Not to me.
I got you.
All right, so the next question is from a brother. And he says that when he was in the early stages of relationship with his now wife of 15 years, they had oral sex. Speaking of oral sex, this is kind of right. They had oral sex had it all the time.
Right.
It wasn't, it was on a regular. Their regular routine was to do that. And now, after 15 years, she does not show any desire, any effort to give him oral sex. And he used to love to give her oral sex, but now she discourages him from giving her oral sex. Now, what the is going on?
So I'm having a power surge.
Okay, all right.
And that question.
Okay.
Let me
cool that out. That's what happens in the 50 plus tribe.
That part.
The things we endure.
So that's not uncommon, right? Unfortunately, it's not uncommon.
It's not? You mean,
it's
okay,
not.
Go ahead. Tell us why.
It's not. Sometimes it's oral sex. Sometimes it's a sexual act altogether. Because sometimes when there's one part we shut down the whole thing as women, especially. Have a conversation about it first if you can, right? A lot of times it's something that the partner is dealing with personally, right? It has nothing to do with you. Maybe they're feeling insecure. Maybe their body is changing, especially with menopause. You know, you might be more sensitive. And maybe for her, she used to enjoy receiving and giving, but now that she doesn't really enjoy receiving because it's sensitivity or whatever, she may just shut it all down, right? Because we do that too. We just
wait. You saying she might be doing it because she might be sensitive to it now?
Right. Maybe something's changed with her body.
Oh, okay.
Right. Sometimes the strokes that he used to do may not do it anymore. Right.
Oh, I see.
And it may be sensitive, and she doesn't really want to talk about it because she has her own body things going on. Because when you're going through your hormonal changes like menopause, you know, your body sensitivity changes all the time. Or it could be hygiene, right? You know, when are you asking her to when are you trying to do that? Is it a little funky down there? Real talk.
But after 15 years, you don't think they could tell each other, let's go take a shower together?
No. Well, sometimes people don't think about that. Maybe bringing up the conversation in a different way. They're just so used to a certain things happening. It becomes routine. So why aren't you doing it? Well, I don't want to ask her because she might tell me that I'm inadequate or whatever the situation may be. People don't have conversations even after a long time. I have a lot of couples that they're just sexually misaligned. And they've been together for 20, 30 years because they put it on the back burner. So oral sex is just a part of that. So maybe take a shower together, like you said, and maybe see if you ask permission, right? Can I go down on you? And if she says no, like, so what's changed? Have a conversation. Don't be scared of the conversation, because it may be something as simple as I feel dirty, right? Sometimes people have body odors that come with hormonal changes, and she just may be sensitive to that. And if he's the brother that he is, that he sounds like he may be, like, let me just wash you. And I'm just like, oh, wow, you washing me. I might get turned on and like, yes, let's get it in. Let's do something we used to do. So a lot of times it's something that doesn't even have to do with the partner. Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys saw Monique's special. I'm not, well, doesn't matter where I am. Monique's special, she briefly talked about when she was running errands all day. She was running errands all day, and then she has this big house, and she went up and down the stairs like 3 or 4 times to do whatever she was doing. Go downstairs, go upstairs, the kids, whatever. And then she went up in her bedroom. Her husband was home, and he saw all this. He saw when she came in the house, knew she'd been gone since 8 o'clock that morning or whatever the time was. And she wanted to get with him, and he was telling her no. And he was telling her no politely, like, babe, not now, whatever. And then she got mad because she was like, you remember that? And she was like, what do you mean no? You don't tell me no. I'm your wife. I'm Monique. Da, da.
Right.
She was joking, I think, when she said that. And anyway, he finally had to tell her, you've been running all day. You've been up and down these steps with the kids since you got home. And I'm not going down there. I'm not doing that without you taking a shower.
Right.
But it took him that push to even say, I need you to take a shower.
Absolutely.
And she took offense to it until he said that. Then she was like, oh, I didn't think about it. But she said she didn't think about it because she was never really taught. I don't want to misquote her, but it sounded like because she was never really taught about hygiene, the way she should have been thinking about it,
was
right?
something along that lines, yeah.
But you just kind of hit on that when you were saying a lot. And so he probably didn't want to hurt her feelings and just saying no for now.
Right.
Hoping she would take a shower at some point, and then he probably would have done it.
Right.
But she didn't know that. So that's real.
You brought up something else when you mentioned the Monique thing. It's about timing sometimes, right?
Oh, yeah.
I used to, when I come in the house, it's a given thing with anybody who's around me. I need 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes to refresh. And one of my partners back then didn't understand it. They took it as a personal insult. Like, I just don't want to be with you. Like, no, I need 5 minutes just to kind of get myself together, to get the day off if it's a quick shower. And then we can hit it. Whatever you want to do, I'm down. But we didn't have that conversation that it wasn't about him. It was about me taking that 5 minutes. So timing is a big key too.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question.
Did we covered everything pretty good?
Yeah, you did good.
I'm gonna make sure I'm giving you what you need.
Because we don't want no more comments.
No, I really love the comments. I really love comments.
No, me too. You're doing good, Mistress Angela.
But that's the same in the bedroom too. Give me some feedback, right? Those first 2 questions is, the 15 years together, the boredom, the team is like, give me some feedback. Like, oh my God, that was amazing. Or, you know what? We could have been better.
Communication is definitely the key. And being more intentional. Like, absolutely. We had times, where we would ask each other at the beginning of the year, like, how can I be a better spouse to you? How can I be a better friend? What do you need that I haven't given you?
Absolutely.
And just trust the process. Also, you can't take stuff personal.
Absolutely.
You can't make assumptions. You can't take stuff personal. And you got to just trust that you're doing the best you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But sex is personal, so that's hard.
It is personal, but I'm saying, like, well, I hear what you're saying. I'm saying I wouldn't take it personal without a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had that conversation and asked, like, I don't think that this brother has, it doesn't sound like he's asked his wife. Because then he wouldn't be asking you.
Well, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
true.
Why don't you want me to do this? Or why can't you do this to me anymore? And then now, unfortunately, we know this is true. I'm not talking about all women. Don't y'all tell me nothing. But some women do things and they're fantastic. And then once they get that man and marry that man,
Facts.
then they don't do it anymore.
Facts.
And I don't understand what that is. Like, because either that's who you are or it isn't. You see what I'm saying? Like, if that's who you are, you're going to do it no matter what the title of the person is you're with.
Well, they did what they wanted to get what they wanted.
So they were just doing what they needed to do to get them. Mm-hmm. But then you have to do the same thing to keep them. What they think is going to happen.
True. That's on both sides.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That's a huge conversation. That's one of the issues that people have a lot. But it depends on the situation and relationship.
Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen.
That part.
Yeah, be authentic. And don't start something you can't finish.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. My neck almost started wrong. Hold on.
I saw the neck go out. Calm down. Calm down.
Okay. Don't start anything you can't finish. And don't be somebody you're not. Because you got to keep that up.
Right.
Right? You got to keep that up. That's too much work. So let them see who you are for real, from the very beginning.
Right. And if you can't finish it, just be real about not finishing it. Like, I've had situations where maybe they finished too early and I didn't get to finish.
Oh, you talking about a different finish. Okay.
all the finishes. You know, that's happy endings. Okay.
We're going to move on to the next question.
Okay, please do.
It's her power surgeons, y'all. I got her acting up a little bit. Don't she look beautiful, though? So beautiful. Look at the hair. Hold your head down a little bit. I like that. Oh, okay, now. Straight from the motherland with this knowledge today. All right. So this lady wants to know. She says that she is perfectly happy not being in a relationship and doing what she's doing. Mm-hmm. But she's being judged for it. She's dating,
okay,
but has no desire to be in a relationship. I'm looking at my note. No desire to be in a relationship.
Okay.
And she wants to know what you think about that. I already know what you're going to say. And if she watched any of your shows, she wouldn't even be asking you this. Anyway, she wants to hear from Mistress Angela. How she could feel better about what she's doing and not feel like she's supposed to want to be in a relationship because she's a woman. Because if a man was doing this, he'd be getting all kinds of high fives.
Real talk.
Yeah, but she's dating, multiple people,
right,
having a good time, has no desire to be in a relationship, and is being made to feel bad about it.
Wow. So I feel you, sis. I feel you. So let me say this. I have to deal with judgment every day, right? So I think as Black women, as women particularly, we always have to deal with judgment. So the people that are judging you, just tell them to kick rocks.
With no shoes on.
With no shoes on. Break that big toe. But real talk is like you have to give yourself that self-talk and say why, remind yourself of the reasons why you're doing what you do. Because you may not want to be in a relationship because you're pursuing a career. You just want to have time for yourself. You don't want to give yourself to someone like that. Some of the things I touched on earlier. And you just haven't found the right person. If that's something you choose to look for, right? Or when it comes to you. So don't feel bad about being who you are. Shame is a huge thing in our communities. And I would say if you're still carrying that shame of judgment from others, that you got to let it go. So that self-talk in the mirror. What I do sometimes is I go into my cave, right? My wifey cave, and I meditate and I love on me for a minute. And I think about why I am doing what I do. And then those voices that you hear from the judgmental people, then they kind of fade away. Now, when those judgmental people still come through, especially if it's family, friends, lovers, or whoever it is, you just got to put them in check in a loving way, right? Don't be an asshole unless you need to be an asshole, right? Because sometimes you need to be an asshole with people.
Are you cursing on?
Oh, I'm sorry.
YouTube? I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
But that's real, right? That's the only word I can use. It you can feel it,
right?
But sometimes you gotta let people know who you are and that what they think doesn't faze you. And I promise you, a lot of times that judgment comes from some type of fear they have for themselves, and they're scared to be their authentic self, right? We judge others because we're fearful of moving forward ourselves. So just food for thought. I say go for it. Have fun.
We know that's what she's going to say.
Ride it out.
That's what I was going to say. That last show we talked about not giving a, right? And I know it's easier said than done based on how you were raised, what your life experiences have been, and just your mental state.
Absolutely. And, sometimes you have to have those conversations. If it's a family member and you choose to be your authentic self, just because you speak it doesn't mean they're going to receive it, right? So be at peace that they can't receive where you are at this point in your life, because there's somebody else that needs to take that space for a moment to feed you and fill you so you can keep moving forward on your journey. Yeah, real talk.
You know what helps me now? Because I have not been the biggest I've just started. I think I talked about this in the last show. I think when I hit 30, I started to realize I might not care too much. And as the decades have gone by, I care less and less. But it's because I have too much other stuff going on that I don't have time to care about what you think about me. And then the other part of it is I have to remember this, and especially like in meetings, when I'm in the conference room with people who are, like doing big things or whatever, and we're in a meeting, I always have to remember, these people are human beings just like me.
Absolutely.
They have the same feelings of inadequacy, the same feelings of judgment, the same questionable whatever, right? They're human beings. And when you put people in their place in your mind, that they are just like me.
Absolutely.
They got challenges just like we do. They're just not, sharing it. It calms me down to when I do. I hate doing presentations, but when I do have to get in front of people, that's what I remember, that they're no different.
Absolutely.
The presentation may be different, but they got their own struggles. If you get them alone in a room with a cocktail, I'm just saying, they will surprise you, because everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story.
And that's what you got to remember when you are worried about what people think, is that everybody has a story. And that female who is, let's say the sister who's asking this question to you about caring about dating and not wanting a relationship, I bet she has a married friend or something who is telling her how that life is better. But I bet that married friend got issues as well.
Absolutely.
And there ain't nothing worse than being married and being alone.
Absolutely.
That's worse than... Okay. And I know people who have experienced that. And when I was in my 30s, I experienced that, being in a relationship and feeling very much alone. That's the worst. I'd rather literally be alone.
That part.
Than to have somebody at home. And
everybody's not that strong though, right? Or not understand their power. And like you said, the married friend that was judgmental. I've lost friends because I was single and they were married. Yeah. Because they were scared of what their spouse was going to think, but I was really cool with their spouse. So I'm like, I don't understand. But the problem was that I knew too many of her secrets, and she was fearful that they might if they get to know me, they're going to judge her on who I am. So, it hurt, but you just have to keep moving and know your path, right? So kick it up, turn it up, turn it up, because life is short, right? Life is really short. Yeah. Be who you are, do what you want to do. Try not to hurt people in the process, but enjoy what you're doing. Especially, okay, sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah, no, one more twerk. Okay, gotcha.
Anyways,
moving right along.
Well, that brother did not want to be named.
Okay, understood.
And I understand that too. Yeah, his wife is watching our show as well.
Okay, that's what's up. Now you're gonna have a lot of relationships out there.
Well, I changed the amount of years in his question so that maybe they would. But I mean, she knows who she is.
Right, you know who
it might be more than one person.
It might be. Yeah, it might be, because that's why we do what we do, right?
Yeah, I changed the amount of time they were married just in case,
like 2 years instead of 15.
Knew, yeah.
But facts.
You know who you neglecting. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Call me. I got you.
I'm done. Yeah, let Mistress Angela help y'all.
Real talk. What I do is like intimacy, urgent care, right?
Oh, I like that.
Right, with couples, right? It's like an ICU type of thing where when you're in crisis and you don't know what to do, call me. I got you. Sometimes we get stuck, right? You need somebody to help you think through and navigate it. I got you. That's what I do.
I don't think I told y'all the time. I'm not gonna go into detail. The time I was in a little duress, and I called Mistress Angela, and she talked me down on the phone. I was like, what is going on?
That part.
She's like, breathe. It's okay. This is what we're going to do. And it really helped me out, which is why when I decided to do this show, I was like, you the one.
Thank you. I've had a lot of people calling me lately saying thank you.
Oh,
and I
good.
really appreciate you guys for just saying thank you.
Yeah. Because you the one. You silly, though. But you're good.
I am.
She's good at what she does.
Yes, I am.
Don't let the bronze goddess fool you. Okay? She just likes the beach. That's why she always looks like this. But, all right, last question.
Okay, last question.
All right. So there's a... Okay, I was like, do I get to use her name? All right, so there's a young lady who says to Mistress Angela, she feels she has done everything there is to do sexually, which I doubt, but because we know some. Anyway, she feels she's done everything she needs to do sexually, and she is bored, and she wants Mistress Angela. Now she definitely watched the show to ask you this for some ideas. Now I'm putting some extra stuff on her question. Some newfangled ideas.
Not fangled.
That's a 50+ tribe word.
It is.
Newfangled ideas. Because she's bored. She's sexually bored. She needs to be... Rescue her. What do you tell her?
I got you.
Miss Naomi.
I got you.
All right, go.
I got you, Nene. Because we all get bored, right? I get bored. But I had to think about why I'm bored. Usually I get bored when I'm working a lot and I have forgotten to do some self-care with somebody that I want to be intimate with. So that's one.
Wait, can you go back on that? Mm-hmm. Self-care with somebody? What do you mean when you say
self-care
that?
with somebody that I'm intimate with? Mm-hmm. Okay. 1 + 1. Intimate. I'm intimate with. I haven't had any self-care. Sex is self-care for me.
Well, I just asked you to break. You don't have to act like that.
Because you know.
Did everybody know? But did everybody know?
But she know.
Okay, go ahead.
But I forgot. We are on camera. So my bad. I like you. I like you too.
Go ahead with your story.
I'm so sorry. I love you guys though. But it's real talk, right? So why am I getting bored? One, if it's been a minute since I've had relations with someone, a minute is whatever your time span is. Mm-hmm. First, that's my first step of boredom. Second step is like, man, I have done everything. I've done this, and this. What else is it to do?
Did y'all need to know that? Go ahead.
I'm helping somebody.
Right,
I'm helping Nene.
Right, I'm sorry.
I'm helping Nene. So then
I just want to give her a nickname. Did you know that?
Because I give everybody a nickname.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, so sometimes I shift up how I approach the situation, right? So if I'm with a partner, I haven't seen him in a while. Let's do a real scenario. I was in the islands once, right? Mm-hmm. And I was kind of going through a lull period. I was kind of bored. I was in a funk or whatever because life hadn't been going right. Life was lifing, right? And I was just in maybe Florida. I don't know, somewhere. Anyway, so I'm a mermaid when I choose to be. Mm-hmm. So this partner had not seen me as a mermaid before. So this is part of that boredom, right? So I was like, oh, I'm going to do something different.
I know where you were going. Go ahead.
I'm going to do something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I took my mermaid outfit. It was a surprise. And I said, hey, I need some help. We're going to the beach, moonlight, little nighttime at the beach, private beach or whatever. And I put up my outfit and they just like lost their mind. So it took the excitement up. I brought something new into the space. Same person, mm-hmm. same thing. Beach sex is nothing new for me, but mm-hmm. beach sex is something I enjoy, right? Mm-hmm. And I did a fantasy thing, a role play thing. Nice. So I was a mermaid coming out the ocean, mm-hmm. and they just lost it. And it was like the best, for that time, for that person, was the best moment ever. So coming up with new ideas sexually, mm-hmm. if it's something that you want to try, sometimes I like to go to adult novelty stores with a partner or by myself and see what's new. Like, oh my God, I didn't know. Have you guys seen like these big, huge dolls they have now? They're like thousands of dollars. Ridiculous, right? But I was like, oh my God.
What kind of dolls?
The sex dolls, the
what
toy
the dolls. Do? Oh, they've upgraded them?
Yes.
So not the plastic thing with the mouth open.
They have went into a whole nother level. Oh. But going to an adult toy store can spark mm-hmm. some ideas, right? Maybe seeing something that you want to buy, a new toy, mm-hmm.
That you can use together.
Yes.
If they're not insecure. Oh, sorry, my neck.
Well, if they're insecure, then let's talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Let's get
why,
through that part.
Why you don't want me to bring a toy? I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead.
You need to talk about some stuff today. What's up?
I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But even if you're single, right, and you want to go by yourself, or maybe go do a fun class. Maybe you want to learn how to do a pole dancing class. Bring some excitement or something that you haven't done, or try something different. Maybe if that's too adventurous, then maybe bring a blindfold into the bedroom, because that's the unknown. So a lot of times boredom, because we don't know if there's any more surprises that we can have. If you're always in control of your situations, right, let somebody else take charge that night. Call your partner and say, hey, I want us to get together. I want to have a good time, but can you be in charge tonight? What? They're going to lose their mind because they want to please you, right? That's exciting, right? If you want to add some foods to your bedroom, right? Maybe some honey, maybe some candles, some fruit or whatever, ice cream, I don't know, whipped cream, whatever you want to do. Be creative. Go in your refrigerator and see what's in there is exciting and try it out. Experiment. Yay. I experiment all the time.
I was
Yes.
I was focused on being quiet and listening.
Okay.
And not making, because I was, you did good.
Yeah, I did good. So, boredom is just that you just need something. Figure out something. Even though if you've done all the moves and all the actions, there's a different way it can be done.
Differently.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're stuck, then, of course, I got you. Just give me a buzz.
Just call Mrs. Angela. I got you. Just contact her. DM her on Instagram or something. So you took me to a lot of places while you were talking. I was trying to stay focused.
I'm trying to cover the gamut, right?
And not go, I'm good for that. And I agree with you. You could be with the same person doing the same thing and just add something different and make it fun. Role playing is, I hear.
Yes, you hear.
Could be a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
That's what I heard.
That's what I know. Just say it. Just say it.
Ooh, my head. You have my head spinning a little bit.
You might have to make a call later. Okay,
Ooh.
go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't going. No, I'm just playing. All right, so Naomi, I thank you for letting us use your name, and I hope that Mrs. Angela covered that. What you call her, Nene?
Nene.
I hope you.
And that's out of love, Nene, Naomi. Yeah, that's out of love.
So that's great. That was really good advice, though.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, that's doable advice. You didn't give her anything that is so crazy.
Right.
She's like, what? So I hope the rest of you guys learn from that, and you could bring. And that's the other thing about, that's about the brother with the wife, right? Maybe you need to bring something different into the bedroom that will inspire her to go back to. Maybe something was special when you guys met. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you met in high school and she was a cheerleader?
Absolutely.
Maybe you were an athlete. I don't know, and you bring her cheerleader out.
Some pom-poms or something.
Yeah, something to make it fun, or just bring back some really good memories of before. Like you were saying, I didn't think about it could be hormonal changes. I didn't think about that. And then she might not want to talk about it. But just maybe bringing back some great memories.
Absolutely.
And that might inspire her.
Right. And sometimes you need to get out of your space, right? I do believe in going into a cave, but if you've been married that long, I'm guessing maybe kids might be involved. If not, you have family members and you have a lot of responsibilities. Sometimes getting out of our house and getting into another place that's neutral can loosen her up a lot more, right? Because she might be in the bed, and when we know we're going through hormones, our mind goes 20 different places in 5 minutes. And sometimes we start to think when we're in the moment of sex, and we just shift quickly. So if I'm in bed with you and I'm not really feeling it, but I want to do this, but I look over there and I see a pile of clothes, I'm like, shit, I gotta do clothes. Oh damn!
Oh wow,
I did the
that's
person again.
Yeah,
but it changes your mind. So if you go somewhere and make it special, maybe do some candles or do something fun. Or if you don't know, then of course we can talk about it. But create that space where intimacy and your partner is number one, and take out all of the distractions. Right? And it's just the two of you.
That's really good advice. Because if she's thinking about the kids and what needs to be done, or he could be the other way around, whatever. Absolutely. That's really good advice. Right. Yeah, that's good. All right, Mistress Angela.
Yes.
I like to give you the last word.
Oh my goodness, it's time up already?
There have been a request. Not yet.
Okay.
I'm giving you, this is going to be the part of the last word.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving you, we got the request last time for you to tell a story, finish a story. Y'all, that's what some people say. Like, she didn't even finish her story. Because I'm so scared of what she's going to say. Okay? I'm going to let her tell her a story today. I'm going to let her finish. I'm not going to cut her off. If we get taken off YouTube, don't worry about, don't be asking about what happened to about this Asian thing. Mistress Angela. I'm just playing. All right, you have one for us?
I'm sure I can pull something up.
Well, go ahead. You got the floor, the table.
Wow. So, let me think of which one. I know. So I think a lot of people can relate to this story.
Okay.
The outcome might be different, but the concept is the same. So, Black woman, I am. I am a woman over 50. I am. Mm-hmm. I am a woman that have multiple businesses. I'm a woman that takes care of a lot of people, right? I have 2 teenagers that drive me insane sometimes, right? So I have a really busy life. And some days I get really tired. And I had part of my self-care is sex, as I mentioned earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And I have key partners that I have key partners. I have a small team. Because we all need love in different ways. Stop.
I'm sorry.
No, she's not. But anyway, I say this because we all get tired, right? Mm-hmm. And I really wasn't feeling it. I wanted to hook up, but I was just like, no, I'm exhausted. I want to stay at home. I'm going to lay in the bed. I want to take my bra off, watch Netflix, and chill and go to sleep and just be a couch potato, right? Mm-hmm. And they was like, no, let's get together. And I was like, okay. So we got together. They did something special. We met up at a special spot. And I like views, right? So this was actually some of my secret spots. I like to see skyline views. So I was in a city. And they booked a room for us. And they came in and they gave me the most amazing massage. Because massage is one of my love languages. Touch is one of my love languages, right? So I took a hot shower and I got a really amazing massage. And I was relaxed. And I was like, ooh, I can go to sleep now, right? And it was like, whatever you want to do. It's like, okay. So I also said that I love oral. So this particular partner has amazing skill set. So we were relaxed and we were enjoying ourselves. And the night went on and I was just like, I was having power surges throughout the night. I think I was finally coming down from the week and my hormones was all over the place. Mm-hmm. I was releasing all the stress out of my body. So my body was just going through some things. And I was like, I need to take a minute. Now, I never have to take a minute. I'm usually like, okay. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's like, okay, I got you. So it was amazing that somebody had me. And we had the most intense experience together that I had in a long time. So it was beautiful. It was loving. It was very intimate. I had orgasms for days, for hours and hours. That song that goes hours and hours. Yeah.
That's my song. That's my song. That's my jam.
So, see how many orgasms you can have during that song one time.
Too late.
Okay, yay!
I'm not happy.
You're not happy? Okay.
Only because it's not about me. It's your story.
It's about all of us.
I don't want to get distracted.
It's about all of us, right? And I wasn't bored, right? But I was tired. So, but I actually experienced something I had never experienced before. We won't talk about the type of orgasm I had because I have many different types. As you guys know, there are multiple types. Breast orgasms, vaginal, clitorial.
Don't be afraid. Say what you want to say.
Anal, all that stuff, right? So I had one of the most intense orgasms I had ever had in my life. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa.
When you thought you had done it all.
I thought I had done it all.
You see?
I thought I had done it all, right?
And you got something new.
It was amazing. And I think when it was over, we both climaxed at the same time. It was like one of those storybook things or whatever. And I was like, whoa. We both jumped back and was like, what the hell was that? I was like, I don't know. Give me a minute, right? Give me a minute. I need to get myself together. But we went to sleep, and it was a beautiful thing, right? Mm-hmm. But the next day, we talked about it because sometimes we don't talk about the amazing experiences we have. And I was like, I had to look it up because I'm a sex coach. I need to know what I'm experiencing. Mm-hmm. So I experienced this thing called a throat orgasm, right? So it was amazing. Mouth is watering just thinking about it. One moment.
I'm doing so good.
But I say that to say that it was something different for me. It was the most amazing one because I was able to totally relax. I was totally able to be free. Mm-hmm. And that particular orgasm happened because I was in such a relaxed state. Mm-hmm. It was, from the time I hooked up with the person till the time I left, and even after, it inspired me to do creative stuff. It inspired me to to let go of all the stress that I had. Because, I do believe that orgasms help stress.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we know this is proven fact.
And it adds to your life.
Right. So I think to go back full circle, one of the first shows I mentioned how my doctor told me orgasms just get you some. So I was like, thank you,
Wait,
doctor.
the doctor said get you some? That's what he said?
Well, orgasms. I interpret it as give me some. It was a she. She's retired now, but it was full circle that I really was on the brink of really a huge stressful moment or a breakdown, but I was able to break down in a way that healed me. So it was a healing orgasm that I had. So that was the sexiest thing. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was kinky too, but go ahead. That's another conversation.
I did good.
You did so good.
Ooh, I was holding that in. That was great. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great orgasm.
Awesome.
So full circle that you got to take time. You need to release and relax. And even as a educator, as a coach, as a mentor, as a muse, I have to be reminded of that too. So healing orgasms is number one in my life. Yeah, I think I'm going to have one today.
Did we need to know that, y'all? Did we need to know that? Well,
heal yourself.
Thank you, Mistress Angela, for the story. We got a whole story.
You got a whole story.
She started it and she finished it. I didn't interrupt her. Even though I wanted to. I didn't make any noises. I don't know if you guys have seen on my social media platforms about this Asian thing. I have a new little caption on there that I came up with because the last one I used, I borrowed it from someone else. But I'm going to start this on here now.
Yay! Pop the cherry.
And it says, the caption says, I woke up with this. Don't let getting older dictate how you're aging. Did I say that the right way? I don't think I said it right. Don't let aging dictate how you get older. That's what it's supposed to say. Don't let aging dictate how you get older. I think that's what it is.
It feels good to me.
Feels good?
It feels good.
Lisa, that sound right? Don't let aging. Yeah, because aging is what happens to us. But how we get older is up to us.
Absolutely.
Which is where I'm trying to go. So
Absolutely.
Don't let aging dictate how you get older. I love y'all.
Love you.
Peace, you guys. See ya.